Hello everyone and welcome back. So you've started playing Expedition 0, but you're finding it difficult. You're freezing to death, your battery runs out, you move too slow. If that's happening to you, then it's likely that you're under-equipped. So let me show you how to craft equipment that will help you survive longer. After you finish the prologue, you'll get access to the forest location. There'll be a whole bunch of gear that you can craft near the first camp you come across. Make sure you get all of it, because it'll make the game much easier to play. In the starting area you crafted a headlamp. In the first camp you come across, you'll find a similar crafting bench that will allow you to craft a bigger backpack. You should upload the first anomaly you find at the center of the camp, because it'll give you the locator that you can use to find other anomalies.
Yes, that's the sample. I guess the military guys didn't make it. Find me the other ones.
Make sure you're diligent in looting scrap, because you'll need all of it. The backpack is not critical to get right now, but it does help you carry more loot, so it's worth spending the resources to get it immediately. I recommend going on the southern road first. The biggest issue you have is the cold. Once you get cold enough you lose health and eventually die, so addressing that first is the #1 thing you need to do. Follow the southern road and eventually you run into a roadblock with a big searchlight. Just beyond that there's a big warehouse that has another crafting workbench. The suit insulation allows you to stay warmer longer. It doesn't take any power or any resources, so you should go for this as soon as possible, and you won't need to rely on fires as much. The gas mask can be crafted at multiple locations, so you might hold off on crafting it right now to save the resources. But eventually you should get it, because the figures that attack you use gas attacks, and these gas fields blocking access to other areas. Another thing you can get to keep warm is the heat harness. It draws power from your battery to keep you warmer once your heat drops to about 70%. The way to get it is to go north-northeast from the warehouse. You can use the locator to head in the right direction, because you can also find another anomaly nearby. You reach a church and see a bunch of ghostly figures. The crafting bench is in the rear of the church, and it'll allow you to craft the heat harness. The Recuperator provides a small amount of the constant battery recharge. Its primary purpose is to reduce how much battery you use, but if you're using nothing, it lets you recharge a small amount, so it's very useful in an emergency. Use the locator from the church, and it'll lead you towards an abandoned farm. The crafting workbench can be found in the barn, and it'll allow you to craft the Recuperator. There's a small spur heading north from the central road. You'll come across a set of tents. And beyond them, there's a lit area with a crafting bench. You can craft the extended battery. This doubles your capacity and allows you to run all the gear we've crafted for longer. Very useful to have. For the starting camp, head north. It's a bit of a trip, so you should make sure you have all the gear that I've mentioned so far. Go north until you reach the Y intersection and take the right spur. It'll take you towards a set of concrete pipes and part of a massive concrete structure. Search all the containers and all the concrete pipes. Use the locator and keep heading north. Eventually you come across a shelter. There's a house on top, but there's also a basement below. In the basement you'll find a crafting bench that will allow you to make the distance meter. Basically this is a scope that also lights up things in the distance, useful when you're trying to spot the enemies in the trees. The only downside is that you can't equip both the headlamp and the distance meter at the same time. You can also craft the extended battery and the gas mask, if you haven't already. The gas mask also goes on the headlamp slot, so it's best to equip it only when there's a gas or hazard around. This requires a lot of resources, particularly the scarcer electronics, so I've left this build until last, but you can get it at any time if you have 40 electronics. Take the southern road from the starter camp. Look for the green light to the left, and go down the clear path until you come across an unmarked building. Inside there'll be a crafting bench with an exoskeleton recipe. Once you've equipped it, you'll be able to move noticeably faster as long as you have battery, though it doesn't seem to drain a lot of power. So basically, it's best to do a loop starting with the southern warehouse and going northwards because the insulation is so important, and the nearby areas have some of the important gear you can get. Once you've done enough scavenging to get all the gear, you'll be in a much better position, and you should have the equipment to move into the more dangerous areas. Good luck and have fun. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when new videos come out. See you soon.